Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Hollow Knight. Now that we have our very, very satisfying air dash, an enormous chunk of the map has opened up for us, including new parts of zones that we've already spent a significant amount of time exploring. So the first thing that we're actually going to do is take a look at some of that stuff. And the very first thing that we're going to do is backtrack through Greenpath just a little bit. And in doing so, we are going to get a new charm. And then we will go back to the Forgotten Crossroads. And then finally move on to a new area. But first, we're just going to keep heading to the right here. And what we're looking for is a path to a new charm. So we've seen the Moss Knights already. In fact, we passed by that specific one earlier. And I can't tell if that's one of the shrubbery enemies or if that's just a grub that we can't get yet. Either way, doesn't matter because we're going to climb up and continue heading right. But first, we just need to get over here. We're going to leave that fly alone. And it's this upper right path that we want. Until we get back to the blue-gray. Until we get back to this really desolate biome. And instead of taking... Oh, hey! A cache of Geo that we missed. I think I made this joke during the stream. It's an actual geocache. Ho ho ha hee ha ha. And that's curious. We open this chest and the only thing that comes out is a little lone piece of Geo. But we can fall into the chest. It reveals... Oops. It reveals this cavern, this hidden cavern, with two Elder Balders. It's a really tricky fight. Oop. You're being attacked from both sides, relentlessly, and the fireballs track you, and you're having to deal with their roly-poly young bouncing around. I would say that went pretty well. Not quite over, but I mean, now that it's down to just one-on-one, and you don't have to watch both sides quite so painstakingly, it's no problem at all. We got, what, 100 Geo just for fighting those two? That's really not bad at all. But the real prize is back here. Of course, being guarded by two Elder Balders is the Balder Shell. The Balder Shell is kind of a garbage charm, but there's a reason why even the less useful charms kind of have a good cause to be collected. There are actually a couple reasons, which we will discuss a little bit more once we get to the Forgotten Crossroads for the next thing that we're going to be picking up. It's useful to collect these even if you don't intend to use them, even if they're bad. And I should say what the Balder Shell actually does. When you equip it, what's the best way to go? I think we want to go all the way back to the Stag station and take the Stag way over to the Crossroads. So the Balder Shell, when equipped, will allow you to take a hit while focusing without taking damage. Now that sounds really, really good. The drawback to that is that, actually there are several. One of the drawbacks, and I think the one that puts me off from it the most, is that it doesn't actually allow your focus to go through. It's not like the shield just absorbs the entire impact, it just absorbs the damage. You're still interrupted from healing. You still get knocked back and all of that. So it's not... Oh, and it still consumes the soul that you were using to focus. So it doesn't... It only prevents you from taking the damage that you would normally take standing still. Doesn't actually let you heal. And it still consumes the soul. So that's a problem. It's a really big one. And it's got one more limitation, which is that it can only absorb up to 4 hits maximum between rests. It does refill when you sit at the bench, the number of hits the barrier can take, but the barrier is not particularly useful. It's really only good for the... Whoops, I don't want to go over to the right. That's the tram station. It's one more down. It's really only useful when you're still getting used to enemy attack patterns, and you don't quite know when you're going to get a good opportunity to heal. Now, further up here... Oh, yeah! This is such a gorgeous animation. Oh, you surprised me. Hello, hello. Come in, sweetling. Come in and make yourself at home. I'm Salubra. And this is my cozy little charm store. Did the town folk out there tell you to come to visit me? Yes, this is a lovely little village, isn't it? Warm and intimate and full of life. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, charms. I can see you've started your own collection. Very nice. I'll show you some of my own, and you can take one home with you if you like. Salubra is the charm lover, and she is also the charm vendor. And something that she sells that's really important are notch upgrades. And there's a condition to those notch upgrades. Each subsequent one... Ooh, that's useful. That will keep us from getting knocked back so much when we swing the nail. And that also enables us to purchase the first notch upgrade. For each subsequent notch upgrade, we need more and more charms, which is why I was saying earlier that even if you aren't going to use a charm, it's still usually worth going out of your way to collect them, because they let you buy more of these notch upgrades. And some of them are quite strong. Like the nail length upgrade that we just purchased. Actually, let's equip that, and let's show something off, something that I completely forgot about. So we have one free notch slot after that upgrade that we bought. I think I'm gonna de-equip the soul catcher in a second, but first let's try to equip I don't know, let's say the boulder shell. So we don't have enough notches because this costs 2, we have 1 free, right? Same for the long nail. Let's try to throw that on, actually. You see how they glow purple? Indicating that it's an excessive amount of notches to equip that. But after enough tries, we become overcharmed, indicated by the pink thing on the health bar. So you actually can equip more than you have the notch slots for. But there are some specific conditions to that. Also, look how much of a difference that range upgrade makes. We're going to get a little bit less soul per hit now, but we're not going to get knocked back when we attack things, and we can attack things from longer range. Really useful. Okay, so with a bit of persistence, you can overcharm yourself. And while overcharmed, you obviously, as you saw, exceed that notch limit. But the downside to that is that you take double damage. So whenever you see pink over your health bar, whenever you're overcharmed, you're going to be taking double damage from everything. And then the other key limitation to overcharming is that you can only equip 1 extra charm at a time. And you can't overcharm if you're already at the notch cap. So what I mean by that is you can have 3 out of your 4 notches filled with charms, and then equip an additional one that costs 3 notches, so you would be overcharmed by 2 notches. But if you're at 4 out of 4, you can't add that same 3-notch charms. 3-notch charm, rather. Don't quite have enough Geo after our shopping excursion at Salubra to get anything from Sly. That's okay. Do we have... Yeah, we definitely have enough Geo for a pin or 2. And the one I would like the most, I think, is the Stagway pin. And so what that is going to do now is, on the map, whenever we open that up, it's going to show any Stagway that we have discovered. You there, why are you skulking about in the shadows? Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am Zoth the Mighty, a knight of great renown. Tremble before me. While you were hiding here in your dingy little village, I ventured into the dark pit below us and slew a great beast. It had sharp mandibles and atrocious manners. Yes, all glory to me, but I don't have time for your adulation. I must rest and prepare for my next journey. That daft old fellow over there, he keeps talking absolute dribble. Seems to think the very air is deadly down in the caverns. Perhaps he should consider not breathing. He keeps talking about dreams, too. Dreams are for those who too feeble to truly live. What a squall. I thought there was a typo in that said squatted. Squalid little hamlet. This, the air is foul, townsfolk have beady eyes. Yeah. What a little bastard. Love him. Lovable bastard. Just by nature of how over the top he is. So easy to hate. Okay, so we have the main thing that I wanted to grab now that we have the air dash from the Forgotten Crossroads. We have the charm that I wanted to pick up in Greenpath, even though it's useless for our purposes. Still allowed us to do something. Oh, actually, another curious thing about charms that we'll see as the game opens up and we get more of them. 36 in the base game, and even more from the DLC. Also, this will act as a shortcut for us, and we got chomped by the Venus flytrap. Great. I will always take a hit of them, hit of damage from them. The very first time I encounter one, never ever prepared to react. Charms have really specific synergies. For instance, and there's so many of these in the game, there are so many different interactions between them. The Boulder Shell that we have interacts with another charm that we'll get later called the Shape of Un. The Shape of Un, named for whatever, the same creature that the Lake of Un that we were just at. The Shape of Un, what it does is that it lets you move while focusing. And the Boulder Shell, like I already said, gives you a barrier so you don't take damage while focusing. When you equip the Boulder Shell and the Shape of Un together, you get this unique interaction where you turn into a snail while you focus. Plus you get the benefit of both charms. It's just a single unique interaction. And so many of the different charms in the game have something like that. Now, before I proceed over to the right again, because we're going back to Fog Canyon, we are instead going to come over here, to this area that would have been much harder to reach. We had a giant version of this moss-covered grub enemy. Also, note its eyes. Busy noting its eyes while it jumped at me. So I want him to do this attack more, because a Vengeful Spirit, traveling along the path he's going, will hit him twice. So that's 6 points of damage. Vengeful Spirit's about 3 times more damaging than a single hit from our nail. But he has these glowing orange eyes, and many, if not all of the hostile enemies in the game have that same feature. In fact, that's the key way from, at first glance, you can differentiate hostile enemies from NPCs. Like this little shrub, these shrub enemies have it too. Their eyes glow orange underneath the leaves. And that color coding is actually a really important motif. There's one other enemy we've seen. Maybe that's not true. There's at least one other enemy that we have seen with that feature. Except not just the eyes, its attack glows orange. The one that spews the poisonous fog out. Both as an attack and on death. God, I love doing this. This is super fun, especially now that we have the air dash. And you don't just get a single air dash. You don't just get a single dash, period. It's more on a cooldown. So you can pogo dash. It doesn't have to be reset or anything. Oops. Like here, we air dashed. Keep pogoing for a bit. We can air dash again. We don't have to actually touch the ground or anything. And we will also, in the area coming up, get a charm that shortens the cooldown of the dash so we can do it more often. And it kicks ass. And just in case you're wondering, No, the dash does not have any invulnerability frames. Yet. The dash gets better later. And we get so many more movement options coming up. Yes, there is a double jump, and yes, there's way more than just that. And all of it feels superb. Superb. It's so good. But now that we've gotten pretty much most of what I wanted from that side area, which I think we'll be back to later, we're gonna proceed back to Fog Canyon. And this is where we fought the moss enemy, the mini boss, I should say. Let's just hit these. Oh, damn it! He was disguised in the foreground, camouflaged. That was still worth it. That was a net gain of 1 health. All right, back we go. Actually, is there anything I can reach from here? Anything worthwhile, anyway? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is something. I don't remember what is up here. Also, we can reflect these back with just a hit. Oh, hey. I do actually need this. Just in case we don't get a bench quite as soon as I am hoping. So the deal with Fog Canyon is we actually still cannot do Fog Canyon. At least not efficiently. We don't even need a pogo on that one. However, Hollow Knight branches and branches and branches forever, so Fog Canyon will act as a hub from which we can easily access one of the most convenient stag stations in the entire game, as well as our next zone. And we can spend some time just... oh yeah, there it is. Woo! I forgot it goes twice. So there's this black shadowy barrier here, preventing us from getting to Cornifer, who we can hear humming. So we do not have access to a Fog Canyon map just yet. So the small jellyfish we can actually kill with no repercussions. We have to watch the bigger ones, because their cores will go bouncing around when you hit them. So either way, can't get the map, so it's not really worth trying to do too much in Fog Canyon. Oh god! That caught up with me faster than expected. And Jesus, those cores hurt too. Not worth doing too much here in Fog Canyon, but if you drop all the way down here, you get to the Queen Station, and also Quarrel. Isn't this something I'd not expected to discover so huge a stag station after that foggy descent? The bugs of Hallownest must have been an impressive lot building such grand structures so far into these wilds. Seems the dangerous creatures about haven't yet made their way in here. It's the perfect place for a quick rest. Can you imagine this place in its time? Hordes of bugs traveling about the kingdom, stag bells ringing, the station bustling with activity and life. Now only our like even know it exists. It's a special thing, I suppose, to cherish these sites even in their decay. I love Quarrel. I love Quarrel so much. Is that just faintly you can still hear the echo of the bells? So the Queen Station is super important. It's a really convenient location, and we're going to get a very convenient stag way opened up down here. First, I think we want to take this middle left path, because we're going to meet someone else. Oh, she's so cute. She's the best. It's Willa, also the best Buffy character. Have you come in search of treats? I chanced upon a unique little fungus right above us. Found it only in this station. The taste is just divine. This place must once have been quite the hub, built at the border between two lands, that misty drop to one side and those bulbous growths another. Neither place seems particularly welcoming, so while my little treats last, I think I'll stay right here. Feel free to stop by any time. Though I do like the quiet in this station, a little company is always good for one's health. Willow's the best. So many of the NPCs in this game are just terrific. Now we'll drop down one more time for another terrific NPC, our good old buddy, the Stag, the last Stag. Let's go ahead and open that up. And not forget to ring the bell. In fact, all of you should ring the bell too, and subscribe and like and all that bullshit. We've opened a bunch of Stag stations now, he's grateful for that. And it's even restoring some of his memories, since he's been dormant so long. God, the shading on him is gorgeous. Continue opening stations while have his gratitude. The Queen Station's opened up once more. This place was a bustling hub of travel, well placed for travelers visiting the outer edges of the land. Quite the explorer to find this place. A little bit of flavor text, not bad at all. We're not going to be riding him anymore this episode. Instead, we're gonna hit the right side of the Queen Station. Can't do anything with this. There are thorny bramble patches. So up we go. There's this gate and some kind of item. We don't have the means to get to the other side of that gate just yet. So there's one more path, and it's the uppermost right path out of Queen Station into... Come on, the Fungal Wastes. Once again, a brand new area, brand new environment, and brand new enemies. And with a brand new area, that means a brand new map, and a brand new meeting with Cornifer, and this new mechanic, these bouncy mushrooms, which you can't jump off of, but you can pogo for extra height off of. My short friend, you've caught me at the perfect time. I'm just about finished charting these noxious caverns. Very territorial types make their homes within this area. I'd suggest avoiding them where possible. Further below, some strange thin creatures gave me quite a scare. They seemed an intelligent bunch. In my youth, I'd have braved their caves, but I fear my matured physique wouldn't be able to outrun them were they to turn violent. Oh hell yeah, always buy the map. There's a potent odor about these caverns, and far worse for me, I suspect. My trunk is quite sensitive, whereas you don't seem to possess a scent organ of any kind. Yep, he's just like Krillin. Is it that you cannot smell at all? Apparently not. So I do believe we will pick up in the Fungal Wastes. Ah, nice trampoline. Next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.